Oh, we're in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2020 EGF High School National Championship hosted by EGF in Walt Disney World and Resorts. My name is Mine, joined here by Toxic Gerbil and
Hello.
Toxic Gerbil. We got ourselves at least 3 games, at least 3 big Super Smash Bros. Ultimate sets here in the high school Super Smash Bros. World. And we're going to start stream real well here with a battle between 2 students from the same school. Who's facing off today, Mr. Gerbil?
Yeah, today we got Manny and Skits in our first semifinal, and then on the other side, we're gonna have Phantom going off against Renegona. Manny and Skits, I believe, both 3-0'd in the group stage yesterday. I think
Yes.
all these players might have 3-0'd yesterday
Yes, all
during the group
four.
stage.
Yes, all
Yeah.
4 players in the semifinals at the moment
Hmm.
went a clean 3-0. And I was even like, I was like theorizing in my head, what were like some situations that could happen if a team went 2-1, or really any sort of tiebreaker whatsoever. But we didn't need to worry
Not
about
needed.
that by any means. I mean, every group had their linear first seed, and honestly, we can make a bunch of predictions for this bracket, and I'm actually gonna pull up the bracket right here on stream. You can see it right there. Again, Manny and Skits DFW can open things up, and then after that game, it's going to be Phantom versus Renegona.
Yeah, and important to know, Manny and Skits DFW from the same school. There's going to
Right,
be a little bit of fratricide
right.
going on in this bracket here.
Right, yeah, it's Richardson High School representing
Hmm.
the Eagles, and I mean it's very much a good story to say the very least. Again, you have Phantom, already a world-renowned Super Smash Bros. Player. He's top 10 from his region in New England. He's gotten top 20s, top 30s at multiple S ranks and S ranked and A ranked majors, and again, he's going to be facing off against a fresher face in the Super Smash Bros. Scene. It is going to be Renegona. So, I mean,
Yeah,
for
Phantom got exclusively 2-0s,
right.
didn't drop a game, all 3 stocks and 2 stocks. He looks absolutely dominant right now. People really haven't been able to touch him nearly as much, so I'm
And
excited for that side of semis.
right, and here's the thing. I mean,
Hmm.
when I talk about Manny, I'm not Manny. I'm sorry, Phantom.
Yeah.
Um, I more or less had this like kind of inkling that if Phantom would be like the next person up from our region. So I used to go to New England weeklies. I actually moved down to Central Florida just recently, and I used to be very well ingrained with the New England scene, with the Connecticut scene, as you might know, Gerbil.
Hmm.
Phantom is from Connecticut. Phantom, if I'm not mistaken, I think is number 2 or number 3 in Connecticut for one reason and one reason only, is because one of the top 10 players in the world is literally from your state, and it is Light.
Yeah.
So it is quite hard for it's quite hard for Phantom to kind of supersede that position. But
Yeah.
even then, he tries his hardest. He even has a couple of wins on Light himself. He has PGR wins. He has ranking wins. Phantom really is the favorite to win this entire bracket, to win this entire national championship. But for him to get there, he's going to have to face off again against some lesser known names. 2 players that are going to be representing their own high school, the same high school, Richardson High
Hmm.
School. And then again, you have Renegona. I think Dr. John, I think John D. Horn, something of the sort, John D. Horn High School, representing the Jaguars. And I'm looking forward to the games. But here's the thing, Mr. Toxic Gerbil. We are
Yep.
currently still trying to get in contact with one of the players, Skits DFW.
Yeah.
He's ready to go. I think he's actually like in the lobby already.
Yeah, he's sitting
Yeah,
here
yeah.
chilling. Yeah.
Skits is just ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, we
Hmm.
are kind of holding up and seeing if Manny is gonna be here on time. But if not, we're gonna move right through with our schedule and hopefully have that game as our game number 2 for the night. So please stay tuned as we take yet another small break so we can fix things up logistically. My name's Upmind, joined here by Toxic Gerbil, and we'll be right back with the beginning of the 2020 EGF High School National Championship playoffs. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had a little bit of an intro and a little bit of a break, and we actually got a hold of our other competitor for the night. It's going to be Manny and Skits DFW facing off in a battle for Richardson High School Eagles supremacy. But not only that, a ticket punched into the grand finals for the national championship. Toxic Gerbil. Kind of run me through your experience come Friday. Did you actually watch any of these two teams? I don't even remember if we were actually able to watch any of these two players.
Skits was the dirty Wario who tore people up.
Right.
Manny, I don't recall exactly who he played, but I definitely remember seeing him win his games. He killed it. I actually have the stats right here. I can pull it up. Manny was playing.
Oh, he was the Rob.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Manny was hitting insane offstage kill confirms.
Insane.
He was going deep and it was paying off hard for him. Yeah.
And not only that, but like insane, not only just confirms, but also reads. Hard reads. And I mean, that could kind of be a side effect of really the matchup that he was going for, or more or less conditioning your opponent. But this is huge, ladies and gentlemen. These two players are from the same exact school, and that almost literally means that these two are going to be facing each other, during school practices. They face each other for fun. Maybe they're practice partners. Not trying to give any sort of false storyline, but if you're on the same esports team in just a high school or a collegiate esports program, you are going to be practicing against each other a lot, and especially in Super Smash Bros. Competition.
Yeah, I definitely expect these players to know a lot about each other, have reads going in on what the opponent likes to do, their tendencies. And I think the matchup is a really interesting one. Wario versus Rob should have a lot of explosive potential. Both characters have really, really solid combos at almost all percents. They both really like having ledge trapping, edge guarding type game. Wario, of course, so mobile off stage, and Rob can just stall in the air almost indefinitely, it feels like sometimes. So
right.
I really think it's be interesting. But Skits actually decides to pull out Tana for this matchup.
Oh, and it's going to be confirmed. Ladies and gentlemen, we actually do finally have our semifinals starting up here for the national championships, the EGFH national championships. And yes, you're absolutely right. It's going to be the Paulo Tana facing off against the Rob. And now this matchup has essentially changed on his head.
Yeah, very, very different from the Wario. Paulo Tana is going to be just a very fundamentals heavy neutral based character. She's a lot of mobility and a lot of solid hard hitting aerials that can lead into combos. She doesn't have these crazy low percent kill confirms or anything else like that, nothing like the walk that Wario has. She's just really, really good at playing the fundamental game of spacing and getting combos. Against the Rob, who is big and heavy, she excels. The problem is, the heaviness will let Rob live for longer, and Paulo Tana is already the top tier character with probably the least raw kill power.
Right, and I mean, Paulo Tana is also going to be like a great mid-range type character. You can kind of tell that really all of her moves that she's trying to pull off, it's right beyond the range of, Rob's reach in a sense.
Yeah,
but
wow. Nair from Rob. Both these characters are definitely known as Nair warriors. And Rob Neutral Air has that disjoint on it from that fire where the fire will hit you, but you can't hit the fire back. That won't hurt Rob, obviously.
Yep.
And Paulo Tana has her shield on her back air, but that's about the only disjoint she has in her kit. So if Manny is able to play the spacing game well, he can really make it work for him. But he's going to have to space immaculately, otherwise Paulo Tana's frame data is going to let her excel in this matchup.
Yes, sir. So it's already going to be a run-up down through from Skits right into the back there. Just good stuff. Just getting that chip damage for now. Get up attack from Manny. That's going to cover up Skits. He was looking for that tech chase. And again, yet another weird option here on stage. I mean, Skits, I mean, there has been more or less a resurgence of Paulo Tanas nowadays that have been more reliant on explosive flame.
Yeah, a lot of Palutena's tools have been getting nerfed. The Explosive Flame was always the thing you had in the back of your mind. It's like, this move's pretty good, but I could just go out and neutral it. I could just go out and back air. Now that those options are looking a little weaker, Explosive Flame has really risen up as a premium option for trying to force your opponent into bad drift at the ledge. Because you can put the Explosive Flame out there, and then once they dodge it, run around. It forces them to go high or fade back, and that can set up for other kill options you have, like that up air, which is incredibly powerful. One of Palutena's most consistent kill options in the game. She's so good at running around under her opponent after a combo or after a ledge trap scenario and sharking with that move.
Absolutely, and I mean, there's not only that, there's not only just the safe options like you mentioned, but there's also the sauce that some players try to pull off with the Explosive Flame, maybe an over-reliance on the move. But
yeah,
going back actually into our game, a big back air coming in from Manny that's at least going to take away the stock. Skits still has the lead, and ooh, good coverage. Manny going for the neutral get-up, and Skits was ready with the F smash. Oh, okay, there you go. I mentioned before, Palutena is starting to become more or less, or is starting to get adapted into more or less the mechanic that Mewtwo had more or less performed in later on in Smash 4, where teleporting off platforms used to be absolutely huge, and now on PS2 with such a big map and 2 platforms that Skits can honestly play around with, this map starts to become very dangerous for the Rob. Skits can start to schmoove in a sense.
Yeah, and Manny sitting at 103, getting very close to kill percent here. And this Palutena at 93 by the ledge. She has no jump. Manny goes for it all with the rotor, as we've seen him do countless times. He's not quite able to find a connect there. Now both these players very, very close to dying. It's going to be a lasted scenario, and this ledge trapping by Rob is so scary. Let's get able to get past it. Good. Manny is able to catch Skits trying to just run to center stage with a quick dash into up smash, and he's going to take game 1. And in best of 5s, taking game 1 is so important. It puts momentum on your side, it gives you the counter pick advantage, and it puts the pressure on your opponent to make mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Skits already going into this, he even expressed in the chat, you know, kind of with the threat that we would have had a game either thrown away or a game delayed. He was just saying that he was, you know, a little bit antsy. He wanted to play the game, and that's the thing with this sort of stage in a tournament. Skits DFW. He's gonna miss out on that first game. You know, tension is gonna start building. He has to calm down. Maybe this next map has to be a little bit of a comfort pick. I don't really know if we had seen this Paulo pick from Skits, because again, it was the Wario pick that really helped him out. But again, this is where kind of the history between these two players could come into play, man, honestly.
Yeah, here's Skits going back to the Wario, going back to the tried and true. He tried the counter pick, which I don't even know if Pally's really a Rob counter pick. Doesn't seem that favored for her, but just going back to the Wario, going back to what he does best, feels smart when he starts falling behind early. This matchup, Wario has a lot more potential to kill the Rob, but he's going to suffer from the same thing that Palutena had a problem with in this matchup, which is the lack of a disjoint. When a character doesn't have a disjointed move, like Rob or Wario don't, being able to have a disjoint yourself to contest them makes the matchup so much easier. It makes their approach options so much riskier and easier to stuff out. And when Rob has these long range moves with his fire, with his arms, Rob down tilt, one of the most premium down tilts in the entire game, crazy range, crazy combo potential. Not having a disjoint to be able to contest it really hurts, and neither of these characters gets pulled out so far has been able to bring that to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only that, I mean, you mentioned that down tilt, but it's not only just the range one up, but it's just specifically the angle that it goes at. It goes directly under that shield that eventually is going to shield poke, and even then, you have multiple moves in Rob's repertoire that can end up shield poking in the first place. Like right there, that Nair, just a little bit lower of a shield, and that would have been it. But there you go. There's the combo starter. The Nair into a couple of up airs, and that's a lot of damage being done by Skits. And oh, the suicide! He throws him off to the right
he makes
side.
it back.
But
you
no,
can't
it's
go
Rob.
for that.
It's Rob, my friend. And not only that,
And
but he goes for an up tilt waft. But it's a low-level waft. 107 on Manny. He's still alive. Recovers back with the nair. Skits has lost a lot of momentum in that little combo. And now here we go. He recovers back with a motorcycle, but he's taking on so much damage. It's going to be a forward throw from Manny. He tries to call out the low recovery with the rotor arms, but Skits still alive, and he even gets a little bit of a crunch. Trying to take away this stock for now, but again, a series of unfortunate events for Skits still might end up in his favor. He could just get the stock away.
Yes, it still has the advantage due to how early he was able to take that first stock and start racking up extra credit, but you can't go for cheeses on Rob. His recovery is too good. Fortunately for him, he's been playing the neutral so much better than Manny this game that he still has the lead, but it's a lot closer than it could be right now, and Skits needs to just play the fundamentals. That's how he got his lead, and if he just keeps doing that, he should be able to close out this game too here.
But run up smash again
from Manny.
Yeah,
Even things up.
He's done that twice so far in this set, and it's quite weird to see a Rob doing the run up smash. You know what I mean? But it's a good option if you just immediately let go of that up smash. It's very much low frame in comparison to other smash moves in this repertoire period.
Relatively quick, and percent still almost at even here. A solid little combo for Skits is going to give him a 40% lead, and he makes it go even further. A little bit of a ledge trap situation, but it's hard to catch Rob at the ledge. He has so many good options.
That little double up there, super quick. Now here we go again. Both are incredibly similar in terms of percent, but Skits, he's edging it out. Nice grab again. He's going to send him forward. Manny, messing around with space, but down tilt into dash attack. A little bit of sus DI, but it was as close as you can get. It's going to be Skits DFW taking game 2 with the Wario and tying things up 1-1.
Yeah, this Wario pick is looking so much better for Skits than the Palutena.
It looks more confident, yeah.
For sure. Skits really threw away a stock that game and still ended up coming out on top.
Threw away, yeah, I guess.
It was still like 100. It wasn't a terrible SD, but it's not what he would have preferred.
Right. Oh, actually, I was
even then. He's still winning. He still won the game. He's just been playing the neutral so much better. He's hitting confirms. We saw him hit the up tilt to waft confirm, and it didn't kill because he got the wrong hitbox and it sent the wrong way. But we know that he's playing hot. He has his combos ready, and it's certainly paid off for him so far. We're going to need to see some adaptation from Manny to overcome this Wario. Maybe a little bit more gyro play, taking up a little bit more space, but it's going to be rough.
Yeah, no, it is definitely difficult for both of these players, but you could just tell again just how alleviating that Wario pick was in comparison to that Palutena, because I mean, again, Paulo, like you mentioned, is an incredibly fundamental character, and simply if all of your aspects aren't on point, you're going to falter with Palutena. Of course, it could be, easy combo food, but when you're talking about a combo food type character, you're talking about Wario. Wario, I mean, we even saw him right there. Nair, up air, easy 40%, easy 45%. Literally, like, no frills about it, no difficulty about it. It's just going to work out in your favor, and Skits has realized that. And with the big body of Rob and kind of the weird, disjointed, large hurt boxes that Rob actually has, it's going to facilitate moves like that working out for Skits more and more. So let's see how the strategy actually works out for him, because we're actually seeing a map that we don't usually see in competitive play.
Yeah, this is part of the EGF lineup. Both the players decided, this is where we want to go. So it's going here. Very interesting to note is the little slants in the stage can make a lot of things stronger or weaker. Yes. Very notably, Rob's down tilt at the ledge is going to be a lot more powerful because it will actually poke out under the ledge due to the slanting.
Right.
But on stage, it will be less powerful because the slants make it cover less horizontal difference because it spends time moving vertically, right? So it's a blessing and a curse. It just depends on the situation you're in. for the Rob on the stage.
Right. And so, I mean, Gyro can also come into play in that position, period. You get hit by Gyro, and Gyro already hits you at a weird vertical position anyways. You get hit by that vertical hitbox at the slant. I mean, you're actually kind of screwed there. You actually land below stage. That could facilitate a little bit of a ledge guard.
On the ledge trap.
Manny. Okay, Skits. He actually pulls off a pretty good punish on what is neutral getup from Manny all the time. And then he immediately just SDs off the building. He took his victory lap, talk to Gerbil.
Skits is saying he doesn't need that stock. A clean 58% combo immediately being racked up onto Manny. And he's looking for more here. Really great pressure with these fade back nairs. It's so hard to punish Wario when he's spacing properly on your shield. He's so fast in the air, and he's got Waft online. Probably just going to take this stock cleanly here without it, and then save Waft to close it out on stock 3. Wario is a character you hate to fall behind to, because Waft is supposed to be this comeback mechanic where you don't have these tools all these other high tiers have, but then you pop off with it when it really matters. Right. And when it's not a comeback mechanic, when it's a win more mechanic,
God. No, the super clean call out. He didn't even move. He stared at him.
Oh, and this combo is so
unreal.
deadly.
Oh, absolutely. Skits is just playing with his food at this point. And I mean, you were talking about his nairs earlier. All of his nairs were stale. All of his nairs were sour spots. But they're the combo starter. That's the combo starter hit of nair that Wario has that Manny simply was getting punished by every single time. And now here comes Skits once again taking control of neutral. But what was that option? Trying to go for Waft at the very ledge. Easily, that could have been a grab or something of the sort, but that actually does make a little bit of sense the more you think about it, because Rob, his up B is just linear pretty much the entire time. Of course, he's going to be able to grab onto ledge at some point, but Skits, if he had reached down just a little bit farther off of stage, that could have definitely worked.
Yeah, an ambitious Waft to be sure, but doesn't look like he's going to get punished too far here. He's a full stock ahead still. Manny, sitting basically in kill percent here, would still need to take his entire stock from Skits like that. That's a great start for Manny, but he needs to play this last stock immaculately if he wants to come back in game 3. And with how Skits has been playing, it's hard to see it happening. But this is the start of it. A little bit of a combo for Manny.
Oh yeah. Go to start. Fair.
Man, how to get out of it now. 140%. Not getting the down hashtag confirmed though is very important for Skits.
Imagine if he had pulled off like the. He's not dead there, but Jesus, that's so much damage.
This looks good.
He could have pulled off the
from the comeback.
No way! 95 mid stage. Skits is still alive. 120, 112.
Next
jumps his way back.
Do it though. The rage is on. You have to remember too.
Rage is on for both players. Skits has actually developed a little bit more Waft too, so that could come into play. But the down air, if it sends left, will kill, and it absolutely will. Manny gonna lose out on game number 3, and Skits DFW is now 1 game away from making his way into grand finals.
Manny was so close to having an insane comeback, but Skits barely ekes out that last important hit that closes out game 3. And as always, game 3 is the most important game in any best of 5 when it starts out 1-1, because now your opponent, if they want to win the series, is going to have to win on your counterpick twice, and they have to play both games with the pressure on their shoulders that if they make like that one big mistake that loses them the game, it is over. So Skits is sitting pretty, and Manny has to be feeling it right now.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you had Manny with his own opportunity to actually take back a map. Not only to take back a map, he also picked out that map. He was just like, you know what? We going Yoshi's, and we're not talking story. We're going island here. And honestly, not a bad pick by any means for Rob.
No.
Again, it does facilitate a big platform for you to try to pull off. Again, up throw fair, which is just a good combo starter, or again could kill with that move. Down throw into up air also is a lot more reliable on that map. So I mean, it's just I want to give Manny a little bit more reason here because he was
Okay.
developing a lot here. So, but I hear you gasping because we are back in our game. Manny was a little bit off stage, almost with an immediate SD, but we're back into it. Skits already with a 46, make that 71% lead,
going.
and he's still going. Manny
Okay.
landing down with a nair, getting himself a little bit more damage, just some chip damage for now, but Skits went absolutely huge in the first couple of seconds in this game.
You know what we haven't seen from Manny this series is these big off-stage plays we saw from him during the group stage. And part of it feels like it's just due to the fact that Wario is so fast in the air. You can't go out there and catch him out easily. It requires real pinpoint precision to figure out where he's going to be. And that down air will take the first stock. Skits again out to an early lead.
Yeah, but Manny did a good job of at least collecting back a little bit more damage. But double hit of Nair, up air into another up air. Oh, yes, baby. Manny's taking so much free damage. And I mean, it's honestly rough because Wario is such an overbearing character in this matchup that Manny at this point, if he just wants to play the long-range Rob battle, he simply can't. Wario has so many low-frame options just directly out of shield and directly into combos that really whatever space, whatever window of opportunity Manny gives Skits, he's going to get punished for 40 to 50%.
Yeah, it's going to be really big punishes, and we see so many big combo starters from this neutral air for Skits. We see a lot where he'll pressure the shield with the first hit, and then keep drifting and catch the roll with the late hit. And down tilt, dash attack, another core combo we've seen Skits pulling out. Kill confirmed, takes the stock, and now Skits with the 2-stock lead goes for it all with a waft. But doesn't quite hit it, gets caught, but doesn't die to the down smash, and Skits is sitting so pretty here. Very happy with how this is looking. Loses his stock, but he can't even mind a stock and a half ahead still here.
Well, was that the immediate bite coming out from Skits, actually stopping the combo there from Manny? Here we go, it's 82%. Skits up an entire stock, not just an entire stock, but pretty much it's a 2-stock lead. Just needs this last hit here on Manny. It's been a hard-fought battle, but Skits, after switching over from Paulo, Tana to Wario, he's just taking it all the way to the bank thus far. But we haven't seen good old Rob combos thus yet. We almost saw pretty much the Rob special, which is just side B right off stage. But look at that. That is the face of an evil genius. Skits stood there once again and just went.
Oh my god.
He just went for the action. It just works. The
forward tilt, not even forward smash. That move is so strong.
Oh, right. It wasn't even the punch. It was just a straight up slap. No. It was just the tilt. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah,
well, that's moving on in style to grand finals, rubbing his hands, taking his seat, and waiting for Phantom or Renegona to step up to the plate next. He was looking strong. He is looking poised to take grand finals right now, if that game 4 is any indication of the future.
Yeah, I mean, shoutouts to Skits. He really did show up. He kind of proved that he would be the better representative from his school. But Manny, he had quite the group run. Every single player in this playoffs did not drop a singular match in the group stage. So I mean, just to kind of see two players that could be very similar in skill level go at it, and really it just come down to micro interactions, just see really who's the better player on a specific day. It's really satisfying to see. So shout outs to Skits DFW. He has a golden ticket to the grand finals here in the national championships. And of course, there's going to be more Smash coming up next. We have Renegona facing off against Phantom. And if I'm not mistaken, just checking in, Mr. Toxic Gerbil, do we plan on doing an interview whatsoever? Or will we do that only for the grand finals in a sense?
I can ask Skits if he wants to get in here real quick and get him some questions about how he's feeling going into grands.
Yeah, absolutely. So ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned. No matter if we either get our actual game or we end up getting an interview, please stay tuned with the continuation of our broadcast here for the 2020 EGF High School National Championships hosted by EGF and Walt Disney World and Resorts. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2020 EGF High School National Championship. My name is Up. I'm joined here by Toxic Gerbil, and we are preparing ourselves for our second semifinal of the day between Phantom and Renegona. But before we do so, we do have an interview with the first semifinal winner, a very small one, a very casual one. It's our man, Skits DFW, representing Richardson High School. Well,
Heyo.
Skits, we did talk a little bit off stream, but how are you feeling, man?
I am completely ready for what happens in the final match.
You're prepared, like you've already mentally and physically prepared yourself for like what could come ahead for grand finals in a sense.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely ready.
All right. Well,
To say the least.
how are you? Yeah. Have you played against Manny a lot? Given that he's like from your school.
Oh yeah, we play a lot.
Oh, okay.
Beforehand, before this tournament, we had a bunch of sets, and he's been really close.
Yo, what's up, yo?
What? Yeah.
All right.
Right.
It's a little bit of a disturbance. Not worry too much
It's
about
all
that.
good.
So,
Yeah.
what's with the Palutena pick? Is that sort of a matchup thing you've been working on, playing a bunch of friendlies and practice games with him?
No, actually, if I'm being honest, I did not think it was a Wario Day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Like, I went to a bowling tournament earlier this morning, and I did pretty bad.
Say,
Then I played Valorant,
wait,
and
yo. Let's rewind. Bowling?
oh yeah, I'm a bowler.
Yo, let's go. You're balling and you're bowling. Let's go. Okay. So understandable. So you went bowling. You went to a bowling tournament this morning. Didn't exactly work out in your favor. All good. Valorant. I was commentating Valorant all morning. How'd you do?
Oh, pretty bad too.
Hey, it happens.
I could not hit shots.
It happens.
That-
Well, you
that-
cleaned it up for Smash. That's for sure.
Happens
Your
to
Wario, you said it wasn't a Wario Day, but it was looking pretty slick. You had some cool confirms.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so going into grand finals, we want to hear from you because I mean, it's a pretty big stage. I mean, there's a lot of competitors throughout this bracket that have made moves in like their local regions and whatnot, kind of their weeklies, even regionals in a sense. Coming from your region, really, how have you been more or less accustomed? I think you're from Texas, correct?
Yes. I didn't really go to much of the actual locals. I only went to Comic Clash and entered there, and it wasn't really for PR.
Yeah.
And the last
Mhm.
in the last local that I went to, I actually got 9th out of 139 at. But that's when
crazy.
Not bad.
that's when Rona hit.
Well,
Oh, man,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it happens. I mean, I was gonna ask,
Mhm.
like, you literally just answered my question. I was gonna ask how accustomed are you to weeklies, kind of your regionals and whatnot. And from this event, now that you actually have a big opportunity to face off against one of two players that actually have a lot of weekly and regional experience, how are you going to take this experience from EGFH and your high school experience over to the physical tournament world after this, if you are interested, in a sense?
I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing. Just keep going to locals and learning, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
All right.
Awesome. Well,
Well,
you know what, my friend?
we'll
We wish you
Get
the best of luck.
into the Yeah, we're about to get into the other semifinal match in just a minute here, and I want to ask you: have you been watching along on stream? Have you been seeing these two players play, and do you have an opinion on who you think is going to win it?
Oh no, you're putting him on the spot, Toxic Gerbil. Damn.
I haven't seen much
Uh-huh.
of Renegona,
Okay.
but I did play Phantom, and he 6-0'd me last time. So
Oh, rough. Well,
I like, if I'm being honest, I think Phantom's
Mhm.
gonna take it all, but we
All
don't.
right,
I don't
well-
know.
Oh. Wait. Okay, so again, yet another rerun. You're saying that he's gonna beat you? Bruh.
I told you I'm ready
can't
for
have that
whatever happens.
mindset.
You're
You
ready,
you gotta
you're
be for
ready.
Whatever.
Oh my
we gotta
God.
expect to win.
You really
man.
are
Come
ready.
on.
Jeez. Okay. All right. Hey, thank you so much for the interview. Congratulations on the W. We'll see you in grand finals, my friend.
Thank you. All right, see y'all.
See ya. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into our game very soon. Looks like both Phantom and Renegona are pretty much ready and raring to go. Mr. Toxic Gerbil, moving on over to the quote-unquote channel. There you go. We had to move over. See, with online productions, ladies and gentlemen. You have to go from like channel to channel. You have to go to like an interviewing channel. Like that's the fun of it. You know what I mean? This entire tournament was supposed to be at Walt Disney World and Resorts. It was supposed to be at the wide world of sports. And now the Red Hot at home, you know, Mr. Toxic Gerbil. I've commentated with you multiple times online, and I'm really glad to say that we still have some more competition to look at. And I'm very glad that we could actually host these national championships online because, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to watch them live right on Twitch.tv and multiple media sources that EGF hosts. It's going to be Phantom versus Renegona for our second semifinals here at the National Championships.
Yeah, we're getting straight into it in this Palutena versus Byleth matchup. Phantom, of course, playing the Palutena. It's what he's been rocking for the entire rest of the bracket. And almost an SD there, but I guess Phantom knows his limits. He knows how far down he can go after that air dodge and still be okay. And he's out the gate, hitting his nair combos, building his early percent, but Renegona not falling too far behind, just trying to find an opening in neutral. But it's so hard against Palutena to find an opening. She's just so fast in every regard. You can't get in on her easily.
I mean, not only that.
Ooh, good nairs though. He's making this ledge trap work for himself. But
multiple nairs. He's just throwing out so many aerials and just seeing if they stick. And especially against Palutena, or really Liam at this point, he hasn't really conditioned him otherwise. He's just been going for a lot of jump setups. Renegona. Oh, no! I was about to say Renegona doesn't care by any means. He's also going for the same inputs, but oh, baby, we breaking shields on stock one of semis. Again, Renegona, if he does end up getting this W, it would be pretty much the biggest upset of our bracket thus far. This is Phantom. Sure. This is Phantom, ladies and gentlemen, a player that is, you know, top ranked in one of the best regions in the world for Super Smash Brothers. And even then, he went through this entire EGF bracket perfect, 2-0ing all of his opponents. But now he has a big opportunity to try to take away a game from him and start this BO5 right, Gerbil.
Yeah,
what is
jumps
this?
Into the safe flame. Great placement by Phantom, and now we're back to even, but it is Renegona to find the first big combo of the second stock, getting a nice advantage for himself here without much response from Phantom so far. Phantom really in disadvantage a lot of the time, spending most of his time on stage just trying to get out of combos. It's not how you want to have to be playing right now.
No, this is a matchup that I could simply say that I just have no idea how it would go. You would expect Paulo to have a little bit more of an advantage purely because of movement, but not again! Oh my god!
Oh, you have to be ready, dude.
Phantom just looks shy in a sense when he's approaching on site. We need that confident Liam back, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just with Paulo, you need to be confident, period. It was a little bit
Backer's
dry,
not going to take it. She's a little bit of a weak character in that regard in terms of kill power, but the next big hit will do it for her.
Yeet.
And the bad DI on that back throw certainly will take it. And now Phantom making the run back happen here, taking the lead over Renegona, but it is any solid hit from evening things up. And just some patient, calm, neutral here. There's the jab lock, but no smash follow-up to look for a kill confirm. Very interesting. Maybe he just knows he doesn't have the frame data for it, but it's a huge nair plane for Phantom. 53% already the extra credit, and Phantom still has more life in his stock to work with too. This lead keeps on building, and it's getting worse and worse for Renegona here. Phantom really adapting to the matchup and turning things up.
Oh, okay. The roll-in read coming in from Phantom. And this is where Palutena can come in clutch.
The drop down?
You saw the neutral advantage, and now you see the offstage advantage. It's just insane. And even the tether, a Violet that doesn't care. Liam, so methodical. He doesn't care, man. I don't know how many times I could say it, but Phantom going absolutely nuts. He warmed up. He got the download. He got Renegona offstage. He got Byleth offstage. That is just open season, my friend Toxic Gerbil.
Yeah, Bile with such a linear recovery. We saw the rinse and repeat edge guarding of the just drop zone nair to drop zone nair. And then once Renegade is a little bit further away from the stage, you can go for that sacred flame, try and catch the higher recovery, and it worked out perfectly for Phantom. It started out shaky, started out eating a lot of percent, getting his shield broken, but maybe he just hadn't played those couple extra games against Byleth, and he really did start to figure things out and takes it with a 2 stock in the end.
Yes, sir. And I mean,
going to Smashville for game 2 here. Phantom, a lot of momentum.
An insane amount of momentum. I mean, I certainly didn't expect, Liam, especially near the end, especially with the momentum that Renegona actually had throughout the game. And whoa, let's go.
The bread and butter cheeky combo for Byleth.
Right. Although we don't see it too much because simply Byleth isn't a.
You don't see Byleth too much, yeah.
You don't see Byleth, but that is a cool combo. That is a very simple, flashy one, and that's a confirmed 40%. But now Liam at 81. And it's like pseudo damage to me because Byleth, because of how hard Byleth can hit, you kind of feel like, oh my god, he just took so much damage. And I'm over here like wait a minute though, Tana can almost literally do the same off the combo, if not get a trusty kill combo out of it.
Tana can do the same off the combo, but her moves aren't going to start killing until 120, 125. Whereas Byleth, if you're at 100, if your bar is red, you're looking dangerous, yeah. Oh, but the Sacred Flame catching the ledge trap attempt. Very clever by Phantom there. Pretty standard for Tana. We don't see it come out all that often. It's really a mix-up, and no jump for Renegona. Just doesn't have the range to make it back on that up B. And all of a sudden, it's a nice little comeback for Phantom to take the lead, but it's evened up immediately, and it's a dead 2-stock to 2-stock 0% game here.
I like how both of these characters just have twirling nairs.
Yeah,
so it's just a lot of twirling.
Yeah. And Tana Nair is it's a good move, it turns out. It deals 52% when you chain it together 5 times. And we see a little bit of Sacred Flame combo. No real conversion off it for Phantom. And the ledge trap is there for Renegona, getting some good percent here, but he goes too low to keep following it up. And now it's Phantom back on center stage, maintaining the center stage control, maintaining the percent lead up 50% is a big advantage. And now we see Renegona sitting in kill percent against Tana, a character that has no problem finding these hits that will do it. The drop zone there, not quite enough, but the Sacred Flame will do it, and now Phantom is looking so good in game 2.
Incredibly good. I mean, it's really just these offstage interactions, because you mentioned before of how linear Violet's recovery actually is. Yes, it's a great tether. Yes, you're going to be able to survive from so far away, but that's where Paulo ends up coming in clutch because of how, it's a minuscule amount of float, but using that Nair too, and because it pretty much stalls in that position, Liam is just able to hold it. No way, not again!
Stop
First of all,
neutral get upping.
First of all,
Don't do that.
I love the cheeky little, I love the cheeky reflect that he had right in the middle there.
Yeah.
Sure, but actually looking at that interaction, he keeps doing the neutral get up. Liam, I don't really know what he's trying to get at, but it's some sort of condition. Again, I don't want to, question a madman, because almost literally, if I were to face Phantom after this match, after this set, I would get absolutely demolished. So I don't want to, question his methods or anything of the sort. But I mean, the guy just knows. Again, you saw Renegona that entire time extending out a hitbox below stage. I didn't even know what Renegona was trying to go for at that point. But the iframes ended, and Phantom just recovers, gets the stage spike. Like, who does that? Like, who actually comes up with this edge? I think it's only just Phantom.
Forward air to stage spike off the side of Smashville?
When you're hanging off? Like, when you're just hanging on ledge, and you recover with the fair, so you can end up stage spiking your opponent that was above stage just a frame or two earlier. That's insane to me.
And now Phantom with a quick little 2-0 advantage out of the gate for himself. ready to look and take the 3-0. The first game started in Renegona's favor, and ever since that first stock, it has really just been the Phantom show here.
Oh yeah. I mean, okay, the Phantom show would have been all of his like a couple of three stocks that he ended up pulling up.
Renegona's had some good
Renegona, in comparison to older opponents that Phantom has had, he's making it a lot more trouble, competitive. For sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is. And we see the color switch by Renegona here.
Oh yeah, no.
Going from Claude to just classic Violet. Not Claude. Oh, I can't do my boy dirty like that.
Oh my God.
What even is the guy's name? He's such a bad character. I don't remember his name.
Bruh.
The blue guy.
I mean, yeah.
But we're back to Violet. Sure. We're on good characters.
I was about to say your Fire Emblem characters, though they are totally disconnected from me. Wait, aren't there like just about 100 like actual characters from different Fire
but Violet
games?
Specifically has costumes for the main characters from the game he's from.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Too good. Going back into our game, it's already pretty even. Renegona is pretty late
into
it. Oh,
very
good.
close forward. That's
good read on that, but again, didn't exactly execute, and you still have Phantom trying to take over ledge, trying to take over neutral in general. Renegona, he has not been having a fun time off stage by any means, not able to get any of the games that he's been going for, not being able to recover, period. Even right there, are you kidding me? He actually makes it back towards ledge. Yes, that's fun, but multiple times he starts going for the jump recovery. But what was that? Again, multiple cancels just by landing on the platform. And I mentioned this before about Paulo Tana with how schmixy recovering again. What just happened? What the hell? I know. I get it.
Paulo Tana's oldest jank.
So Liam, Liam teched into an up B, which, again, he could have totally survived, but he couldn't just get the drift over to the left. But he was already just fine. But why was Renegona dead? He ended up getting stage spiked by the reflect, or I'm sorry, by the teleport.
I have no idea. I think he might have just went too low. He was stuck in recovery frames from his aerial. There we see a jump from Phantom, getting out of the down smash setup, getting the Sacred Flame to punish it, and now Phantom a full stock ahead. Game 3 looking like it's going to be a 3-0 for Phantom here.
Again, Nair into back air for Liam at a later percent now. Renegona back just off the neutral getup. Renegona still just trying to overextend off a couple of back airs, really just trying to get anything for himself. Aerial's also off the ledge just as a get off me move, but Liam doesn't care. Down throw into back air. Renegona is stuck. Phantom almost catching him again off the tether with the Nair. An F smash gonna miss. Yet another F smash going back from Renegona, gonna miss. I swear that would have hit the shield, but it didn't really do any damage. It didn't hit whatsoever. Liam again capitalizing on the Nair. Yet another F smash going through. An up smash missing. The yeet back throw. No, it's not gonna happen. Liam's still looking for it again. Nair into up tilt. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Phantom taking the set 3-0 over Renegona. Fairfield Ludlow High School's own Liam Giannico taking it into grand finals.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Really clean play from Phantom here.
Incredibly.
A swift 3-0. He's going to have a lot of momentum riding on his back as he goes into grand finals in just a few minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be setting up for this grand finals, but yeah, it has been quite the fun ride thus far, and I really have no clue how we could even set up a game like this, because I've been kind of hyping up this entire time as someone who has been able to kind of spectate this progress of Phantom personally throughout the years in his region, and I've kind of been... I think everyone from the region has been like, you know what, this kid, he deserves a chance. He doesn't travel, but when he does, he goes absolutely nuts. And now this is a big opportunity for him. This would have been considered a travel for him if he would have been able to come down to Orlando, to Walt Disney World, and actually been able to participate in this tournament. But now that he's online, he's still capitalizing on this big opportunity, and that is just a big, commendable storyline, in my opinion, here, Talk to Gerbil.
Yeah, no. Phantom has been tearing up his region for a long time, and he's finally got the opportunity to go out there and really show everyone else what he's capable of doing. And he's been absolutely killing it so far. Set up to go into Grands, looking great, getting a clean 3-0 in his semifinals match. It's going to be very exciting, and I can't wait to get to that, see how it's going to go out. We even heard from Skits how much he respects Phantom going into grand finals here too.
Yeah, really, this entire high school scene is going to kind of respect that level of like upper echelon that Phantom would be, purely because, I mean, it's extremely rare to see a player be so prominent at already this point of their, esporting careers. This is a high school league, ladies and gentlemen. This is the EGFH, and there are multiple esports players out there that simply don't have the platform to eventually compete at a higher level. And it just happened to be that Liam, he grew up in a very thriving Smash community, which is, again, New England, which is Connecticut. So it is a big, big story for us here. But let's see how a player like Skits DFW could potentially face up against really a veteran already in the Super Smash Bros. Scene in Phantom. We are going to get an interview with Phantom after this break, and also after that, we're going to get right into grand finals, the final grand finals of this entire national championship. We already had a Rocket League, we already have Overwatch, and now we finally have the grand finale. It is Super Smash Bros., ladies and gentlemen, so stay tuned here to the EGF channel, and we'll be right back in just a couple of moments. Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Upmine, joined here by Dr. Gerbil for the 2020 EGF High School National Championship. And before we end up getting into our grand finals, just like we did with the first semifinals, we do have the winner of the second semifinals. It is going to be Phantom. Liam. Phantom. It has been a little while since we've even interacted. I think we were talking off stream, and I used to be more involved in esports rather than commentary, and we just had like a vague conversation. So first of all, it's nice to finally meet you cordially.
Likewise.
Mhm.
So I wanted to just ask you straight up, how is your confidence going into this entire tournament this weekend?
This tournament, I feel obviously I feel super good about it, just because I did play I feel like I'm pretty good. Obviously, I'm ranked in whatever place that I'm in, but like the only thing that was kind of dissuading it was like, hey, Wi-Fi, hey, other characters that I'm not great against get better on Wi-Fi. That could be problematic. But honestly, nobody has really like abused Wi-Fi intentionally thus far, which has been
Right.
It's been great because like that's just annoying to deal with. But that was like the only thing that could have been like, hey, that could be a problem, and it hasn't shown its face yet. So like everything's all good.
So kind of
Perfect,
going down that subject too in terms of Wi-Fi, how have you been kind of catching up? Because I knew that you were making moves already in the the real event sphere, but how have you kind of been catching up still?
I joined a few Wi-Fi tournaments, like a few of the Great Value Smash tournaments, and I was like,
Shout out
this
to
is
GVS,
fun.
shout out clipboards.
Shout out clipboards. Shout out everybody who works at GVS. That's a super duper great tournament. But like, I joined a few of those, and I was like, this is not the most fun. I enjoyed interacting with people on Wi-Fi because it gave me a bunch of funny interactions in terms of like people talking about like, but my Switch is right next to my router, or like stuff like that, and that's all funny. But actually playing the matches was just like not amazing.
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
eventually I was like, I'm just gonna not take this seriously, because I know people that like get super upset about like losing on Wi-Fi, and it's like, it's Wi-Fi, just don't, unless it's for like a lot of money or you're getting like super camped out by a campy character, then like don't take it too seriously. It's not gonna help you. So I've just been playing, like, whenever I want to play a fighting game, I'll just like play something else for now that has better netcode.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, not wrong by any means.
Not wrong, yeah.
Any questions, Dr. Gerbil?
Yeah, you're coming off the back of a 3-0, going into grand finals. Have you seen Skits playing at all? Are you ready? You feel confident?
I know nothing about this person.
All
and
right.
I'm going to make every assumption that I can about their
Okay.
playstyle based off of their character. Which is
Okay.
not a good thing to do, but I'm going to do it.
Well, they play Wario, so how familiar are you in the Wario matchup?
Enough. One of my good friends plays Wario, but he
Alright.
played like twice, so I should be fine.
Kind of sounds like you're not a fan of the character, though.
Look, to be honest, I'm gonna have to not interact, and I'm gonna have to like do super careful spacing and whatnot, and I don't want to think that hard right now, so I'm gonna just like hope I can jump read with Nair and deal like a kajillion damage off of one opening, and I hope that can just be the end of it.
You heard it here, folks. He doesn't want to think all too much. It's all good, Liam. All right. Hey, man. Hey, thank you so much for the interview. Congratulations on the semifinal W, and we'll see you in grand finals in just a couple of minutes, man.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, like we just mentioned, we're going to be right back with the grand finals for the entirety of the 2020 EGF High School National Championships. My name is Upmine, joined here by Toxic Gerbil, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 2020 Walt Disney World EGF High School National Championship Grand Finals. And today we are crowning the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Grand Champion. My name is Upmine, joined here by Dr. Gerbil once again. And after going through the interviews, after going through the semifinals, Mr. Toxic Gerbil, what are your feelings going into this grand finals, my man?
I feel like Phantom feels pretty poised and ready. He knows what he has to do in the matchup. It's not a matchup he loves to play, but it's one that he knows what he has to do. Skits, his mental's not looking amazing. He's sort of going into it with a resigned mindset, never what you want to see, but I want to see him try his best. I want to see him put in the moves. We saw Reganona putting really good plays against Phantom in the last game, and Skits obviously made it farther than them. So he should be able to make things happen. He had some really great confirms in the last game. He was looking like he was playing on point, and it would definitely be an upset if he won, but I don't think it's anywhere far from the realm of possibility.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's more or less just a matter of experience in my book. I would like to see a little bit of fight from Skits, and of course this matchup between Wario and Paulo Tana is going to be pretty tough for Skits, but he could certainly pull it out if he ends up getting the download. And talk to Gerbil, I do have official news on this one. It is a best of 7. It is a
best of 7.
It's a best of 7, and it's not exactly very much a common format in Super Smash Bros. By any means, but we're going to go through a world tour here, Mr. Toxic Gerbil. And I mean, I think we were even joking about this earlier, how, you know, lots of tournaments, they tend to have really best of 7s when, you know, there really isn't that many stakes on the line. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the national championship. This is the best of the best from the high school division. Again, winner of this one, they get a cool trophy, they get a cool medal. I mean, potentially, usually whenever a school ends up getting like a national championship, they usually put up the trophy in like the halls. Do you think his school would do
Imagine
that?
walking the halls of your school.
Like you see like Disney national champion.
Smash Brothers, man.
Yo. Like a jock comes up to you and you tell him straight up, just like, yo, bro, do you have a trophy in the trophy case? I didn't think so. So one of these two players could be stepping away from this tournament.
And speaking of which, Skits out to a real good early lead here.
Yes, sir.
43-92. We saw this happen in the last game Phantom played in the last match against Renegona, but Skits is playing solid right now. He's looking good. He's not dropping things. He's not falling for Phantom's tricks either.
Absolutely not. And I mean, we even heard earlier in the interview that Phantom, aka Liam, is going to be playing a little bit more backed up. He's not exactly going to be as aggressive as you would really see any regular Paulo Tana. I mean, lots of Paulo Tanas are more bait and punish in the first place, but it seems like at this point he's going to be a little bit more cautious than usual. Yeah,
and a good ledge trap string here for Liam. Not quite able to close it out though, but the bike comes down and evens up the stock count. 20% is barely a lead, especially with the explosive combo potential of both of these characters. So it's a very even game going into stock 2, but it was Skits who struck first and had that early lead and still maintains it.
Still developing, and both are extremely even in terms of percent. This game is going a little bit slower than usual. I mean, Skits does get a little bit more damage off this second stock. He would... Oh! Wait a minute. I was about to say he could definitely use the waft on this stock, but what was that? Liam... He opted to DI left, of course, outside of the up throw to at least compensate for the fact that there could potentially be an aerial threat, but Skits literally played with his food, going for an up tilt.
Yeah, crazy air dodge, a crazy air dodge read, and then the F tilt to punish it.
Right.
Not quite taking the stock, but it's huge. And at 132, there's so much from Wario. Will be killing this Palutena, will be killing Phantom. And if he is able to find that big hit while still at 81%, there is a lot of potential for extra credit. Wario, of course, a heavy character. And there's the confirm. Skits at only 81%, a heavy character. It's hard for Palutena to find those kills. She gets the percent easily. but she needs to get their opponent to like 130 to actually make it happen. And there's so much potential for Skits to start to run away with a lead here. Still not quite in that kill percent.
Absolutely. So Nair going in, and wow, great
This
reaction
could be a
actually
big
from
ledge
Phantom
trap.
directly into a backer, and ooh, again Skits. He was getting called out for it. For that exact same move back in the semifinals. He consistently used to jump recover outside of ledge, and Liam, I mean, even then, that's really just a Wario special at that point. It may not just be Skits, but most of Wario's combo starters are off of aerials. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's early on. It's early
less
on.
even than it looks.
And it's a big boy walk. He's held on to it the entire time. What
but he
was
lives.
that? The hit was so stale. I thought the knockback would be so much stronger. Again, so much damage was taken by Liam in that one little string, in that one waft. But on ledge,
there it is. He catches the Sacred
99%.
Flame.
The backer coming in from Skits, super close. And Phantom, he was trying to compensate for kind of a recovery back towards neutral, maybe a retreat back to neutral from Skits. But even then, it's going to be Skits DFW taking away a game from Phantom, something that simply wasn't done in the group stage thus far.
Yeah, Palutenas love to do that short-range Sacred Flame off of the ledge. It typically covers the ledge trap potential and lets her get back on stage for free. But if you have the read, you can get out and interrupt her while she's casting the Sacred Flame, and that's exactly what Skits does, and it pays off huge for him. He's the underdog. Phantom is considered favored right now, but Skits takes game one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I mean, I love this meme too, because before I think we had a typo in Skits' name throughout the group stage. Instead of his name being Albert Pie, it was Alberry Pie. So I mean, well, it looks like he's proven people wrong now. Kind of making a name for himself at this point, being the first person in this entire bracket, in this entire tournament, to actually take a game off of Phantom. And he's not done just yet, folks. It's a whole BO7. He's gonna have to take at least 4 to win the national championship, and we're getting ready for game number 2.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, we get into it. We're going to a tri-plat. We're going to Yoshi's Island, or Yoshi's Story from Melee. Palutena, this is one of her favorite stages. It helps her kill potential. It helps her combos. It's just really a big boon for her. We see these Nair go so long on this stage. The platforms help her shark for up airs too. It's so good for her. But on the flip side, Wario has no shortage of combos and can pull the exact same stuff back onto Palutena, so you have to be careful.
Right. I don't think this map is exactly disadvantageous for Wario Fury. This is very much a neutral stage. It's not going to be, you know, his best stage or anything of the sort, but, you know, he's not going to be that uncomfortable. But Palutena, incredibly comfortable on this stage instead.
Yeah, and both these characters like to shark the ledge with their down tilts,
For sure.
and the slight slant by the ledge enables that even further. Oh, but the forward tilt not quite going to take it. Skits holding on to his first stock. Nair certainly won't do it, especially after the nerf Palutena super long ago, but Skit no jump goes too low, and an immediate backer off the Angel platform for response. You always love when that happens. It's like, nah, you're coming with me.
It's just the immediate clapback. It's the immediate no you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Oh, the bike to extend the combo. You don't see that one too often. But both these players look very evenly matched, just going completely back and forth in this game too here.
Attack roll back. Phantom, I mean, we didn't even see this from Skits in his set. He wasn't even that even. And at this point, Skits is still staying a little bit more on the edge with Phantom. He's not exactly going for, you know, insane safe combos. He's going for... He's just going balls to the wall here, my friend. Like, he's going for stuff that he really shouldn't be going for. like again, that motorcycle earlier to try to extend the combo. But holy
There weren't even
jeez, what was...
sparks on that forward smash. How did that kill from across stage?
No sparks by any means, but I think Skits was the one too that had a little bit of sus DI in some of his moves in the semifinals. So
combo. Phantom.
a fat combo to say the very least. Now Liam is up an entire stock with the down smash, combining with a motorcycle too, almost destroying it, almost even getting an explosion out of it. But even then, Liam's still alive, trying to get an upbeat back on. It's going to be a nair. Big tech coming in from Skirts, but has to upbeat extremely early. Phantom winning the game purely off of that offstage play, and it's literally just his specialty at this point.
And we're back to 1-1. It's like we're playing a best of 5 now, if you look at it that way.
It is now a best of 5.
But yeah, that game looked clean. It looked close for the most part, and then just a really jank offstage interaction ends up completely swinging it in Phantom's favor.
Right. I mean, I'm really just trying to think of like what Skirts can even do at this point to really up his game against Phantom. I'm thinking a little bit more caution. Personally, like that's at least one more thing. But as Wario, you don't want to give Paulo Tana that space. So I'm like, I'm trying to wrap my brain around it, and I really can't give some sort of linear, like constructive criticism for Skirt. I feel as if he just keeps playing his game just a little bit safer, it should be better. And what I mean by that,
I think,
go for more grabs. You know, his tech chases are starting to get insanely punished. He's going for a lot of hard reads that are getting punished because, again, he goes for the hard reads. He ends up missing them. And Paulo Tana, again, great combo-based character, immediately going to go for that grab. And even if it's just a grab into a nair, that's still a lot of damage.
Yeah, I agree. I think the main thing for my end that I think Skit should be doing is just shielding a little more. We have not seen a lot of grabs come out from Phantom on this Paulo Tana. So you're probably safe to sit and shield a little longer. And Paulo Tana is not a great character at pressuring shield except for grab. The best option she has for it is that very precisely spaced back air, but that's incredibly difficult. And when you're Wario, you're so mobile in that jump out of shield state that you can typically end up punishing it. And of course, Paulo Tana is a character with a good grab, but if you know Phantom hasn't been doing it, you can at least mix it up, shield more, and force him to adapt.
So let's see if maybe a little bit more of that theory can go into play. So kind of going back a little bit more spacing and a little bit more shield usage. Let's see if Skirts Skits can potentially switch up his movement and maybe even get himself a little bit more of an edge onto Phantom. But here we go again. It's just Paulo Tana doing Paulo Tana things.
Yeah, and it's a big early lead for Phantom here. Goes for an ambitious up smash roll-in lead, but doesn't find it. But even still, 136, 148 now on Wario. The Sacred Flame will do it, and now only 48% on Phantom's first stock as he takes this stock advantage for himself here. Both players just sort of playing around a little bit in neutral, trying to find an opening. No grab from Skit. Phantom being cautious, just sitting in his shield, respecting the down tilts. And we see percent starting to get racked up onto Skit. 41%. He needs to find this kill soon, but he just cannot find a clean hit onto Phantom to take the stock away. The forward tilt just barely out of range. Could have been it, but now the forward smash not quite going to kill, but you have to respect that option. Skit so far behind now, completely getting lapped by Liam's on his first stock at this point, and the great up smash to take it. A 2-stock lead is not where you want to be. Phantom has found his footing. He has figured out the matchup, and he is ready to take grand finals from the look of things right now.
Ways to do so, and again, Skits, he's just been getting exploded in neutral, exploded in the offstage again and again. But, okay, Skits back in his old grind in a sense, able to get that F tilt off stage.
But he
able to
drops
take
the
down Liam.
confirm.
Oh boy, exactly that. Dropping the confirm, but not only that, but it was also just Liam air dodging off stage, which isn't exactly an option that many upper echelon players really do. So kind of a
Definitely feels very
surprise in my book. But here we go, Liam again, still staying alive. It's a whole stock lead. Skits still has the waft on deck. It just seems as if he's just trying to hold on to it for the longest time possible. Hopefully see if he can try to edge out this stock to go into a last stock. But Phantom booting on even more damage. Explosive Light getting himself a 127 onto Skits on this last stock. Things are rough here, Mr. Toxic Gerbil.
Mr. Gerbil, please.
Mr. Gerbil. Dr. Professor Gerbil.
Doctor, yeah. The Sacred Flame, though, knocking Skit up, and then the Nair up tilt combo. We've seen it so many times. It's a Palutena bread and butter classic confirmed. And that is a 2-stock victory for Phantom as he takes the lead in the series 2-1. Remember, it is a best of 7, so Phantom has to win 2 more games and he will be crowned champion.
And that again, that is quite the feat again for Phantom. I mean, we even talked about it. I mean, Phantom nowadays isn't exactly participating in Wi-Fi tournaments or anything of the sort. It's just more or less just a real life grind, a need to going back to those real life tournaments. And I knew it from the first place. I mean, people talk about it on Twitter, and of course that's going to be a whole different sphere. But in between friends, in between word of mouth, people have been saying that Phantom really wants to go travel. Phantom just wants to go out of the state. He wants to go to more majors. And now that Liam has actually missed out on this opportunity to not only come down to this Walt Disney tournament, but Florida alone as a region, as a state in terms of Super Smash Brothers is great for experience. This region of CFL has some great weeklies and has some great regionals that Liam could have definitely participated in his time here, in his visit to Orlando. But even then,
He's
he
looking to
wasn't
make
able
the
to
best
do
of the
so.
opportunity, though. But
Best of a great
Skit.
opportunity, but listen to this Skit now. Still keeping things even, Jeremy.
Yeah, Skit is not looking to let it happen right now. He is taking the lead, finding the combos here, and if he can find a kill soon, he can really start running away with some extra credit. But of course, Phantom doesn't want to let it happen, but he's not quite able to find the openings that he has been for the past 2 games here. This could be a big opportunity. Doesn't get the combo. Good DI from Skit, and the DBZ trade goes in Phantom's favor, and now it's completely flipped. It is Phantom's time. It is his turn to rack up the extra credit, and he is trying to do just that. Already 20% on Skit, not able to find any more up airs though, and he just is great get up attack to get up off of the ledge. He hasn't done it the entire set, and Skit unprepared, but Skit in the skirmish following finds a back air, and now stocks are even. After a little combo, percents are fairly even as well. A small advantage for Phantom, but it's just one Wario string from being a tie game.
Sure, and here we go.
These could be the opportunities, but Skit dropping his combos a little bit, not quite finding what he needs. Not getting these second hits of his nairs is really going to cost him.
I mean, it's bread and butter at this point, especially at his sort of level. He's got to be hitting these, but
yeah, but the percent back to even. Phantom in disadvantage in the ledge trap scenario, trying to get back to center stage. He's able to do it with the teleport, but Waft is on line here. He could use it to just take the stock and try and build another one, or he could save it for that last stock for the big opening, and it looks like he's going to opt to do that. But up smash doesn't quite kill.
Yeah,
You can't waft the last. Yeah. You can't waft the last stock if you don't put him on the last stock. And right now it is Phantom taking the stock first, still sitting on 2 himself, looking to rack up an even bigger lead. The Nair plane puts it off stage, but he drops it early, and the up smash out of shield will tie up the stocks. Percent almost even. It's really anybody's game in this game 4 here. It could be Skits to tie up one waft confirm, just to get Phantom to like 40, 50%, and it could turn on a dime in Skits' favor.
Absolutely, and he's going to try to look for that sweet spot too, so a strong confirm from the waft. And I mean, the later percents that you end up going on, the more effective this waft is going to be. And I mean, it's already pretty much at full throttle here, Gerbil.
Yeah, it
so,
is fully juiced right now.
Really, at any time that it gets pulled out, it's going to be huge. But Skit, oh no, he's taking on so much damage. Explosive Flame into the homie attack. Big stuff from Phantom again, extending his lead more and more, but still that quote-unquote comeback factor coming into play. Oh, I love that up tilt. He doesn't react whatsoever. He doesn't input. He just follows the DI of Phantom just to try to see if he goes up on that platform to try to go for another up tilt, but that doesn't work out. It's 60 to 125.
More predictable. We see all these up tilts from Skit, and if Phantom gets hit, it's over. But it's so predictable. You know exactly what Skit wants right now. Up tilt every time, and Phantom, all he has to do is play around dodging one move. It's so much easier for him. It's a great kill tool, but it makes you so much easier to read if you're not smart about it. And Skit is not able to find the confirm, but now he doesn't even need the waft. 95% will be a back air, but the sacred flame is not enough.
That's not it.
Max rage for Skit here.
Max rage, max waft.
Oh,
Are you kidding me? Oh man, Phantom up 3-1, and he's now one game away from taking the national championships. Wowzers.
Phantom has to be wiping a bead of sweat away right now. Anything could have killed him, could have brought it back to a 2-2 grand finals, but instead he finds the sacred flame, just barely killing off the top. And he's now 3-1, one game away from taking grand finals, from taking the trophy home and being crowned champion.
Yes, sir. All right. So, I mean, I'm honestly just here for the ride. I'm here to kick back, relax, and actually watch this game because I'm more entertained than anything. I haven't been able to watch Phantom in a while, and you even heard from him say that he hasn't been in a Wi-Fi tournament or any bigger Wi-Fi tournaments. And I kind of remember Phantom in my time of just like actively watching him as both a scout in the esports management world and honestly just being a fan of my friends back home in New England. Phantom has always caught my eye of being one of the most cautious, one of the most methodical players from New England, always playing with their heartstrings, always picking your brain and seeing what sort of mannerisms you have going on towards the end of a set. Big example of that for me is back at Pound 2019. Deeper on in bracket, he was playing Pelka, a person that he faces practically every week at that point at weeklies, and he was facing him for a spot in top 16 of Pound 2019. And throughout the bracket, it's Paulo Tana versus Snake. Not a great matchup by any means.
Paulo was playing Snake?
What? Pelka?
Yeah.